All right, let's get right into it. We all think we've got a conscience, right? That little voice in our head steering us away from trouble. But what if that voice isn't really yours? What if it's more like a program that's been running in the background your whole life? That's the huge, fascinating idea we're going to unpack today, all through the lens of G.I. Gurdjieff.
So let's just put the question right out there. That moral compass you use every single day, is it some kind of deep universal truth you were born with? Or is it something you just picked up along the way from your parents, your school, your culture? Basically, a piece of software you didn't even know was installed.
To start to answer that, we have to look at the conscience most of us live with day to day. Gurdjieff had a name for this. He called it the subjective conscious. You can think of it like the default operating system we all seem to be running on.
And here's where Gurdjieff really splits things open. He says there are two kinds of conscience. On one hand, you've got that subjective conscience. It's learned, it's relative, and honestly, it's kind of all over the place. But then there's the other kind, objective conscience. And this one, he said, is built in, it's universal, and it's whole. Totally different things.
So, that subjective conscience, you weren't born with it. Nope, it was built piece by piece by everything and everyone around you. Your family, your country, your religion, random experiences you had as a kid. It means your idea of right and wrong could be completely opposite to someone born on the other side of the planet.
And this is the real kicker with that programmed compass. It's not innate, you learned it. It's relative, meaning it can change depending on who you talk to. It's usually just a gut emotional reaction, not some deep wisdom. And maybe the wildest part is that it's fragmented, which is how we can hold two completely contradictory ideas in our head at the same time and not even notice the hypocrisy. So what happens when you live your whole life like this? Well, Gurdjieff had a pretty stark term for it, waking sleep. You feel like you're awake, you feel like you're making choices, but you're actually seeing the entire world through this thick, foggy filter of your programming. It's like we're sleepwalking through our own lives, just reacting on autopilot. But, and this is a huge but, Gurdjieff believed there was another way. That beyond this program compass, there's something else. Something he called objective conscience. And this isn't another program. This is a deep, universal truth just waiting for us to find it.
Now, get this. The most important thing to understand about objective conscience is that it's already in you. It's not something you have to go out and get. It's a core part of who we are, but it's just buried. Buried under all those layers and layers of cultural and personal conditioning we just talked about. And this totally flips the script on self-improvement, doesn't it? The work isn't about adding more information or memorizing some new moral code. It's a work of excavation. It's about taking a chisel and chipping away all the junk to reveal that true, unshakable inner compass that's been there from the very beginning.
Okay, great. So how in the world do we actually do that? How do you start chipping away at a lifetime of programming? Gurdjieff was all about practical methods, not just philosophy. He called the whole process the work.
The first tool in the toolbox is something called conscious labor. And no, this has nothing to do with your day job. It's the internal work of deliberately going against your own autopilot. It's choosing to do something differently than you normally would, just to push past that comfortable inertia and see what happens inside. Now, the second tool is called intentional suffering. And I know, that sounds awful. But trust me, this is one of his most misunderstood ideas. It has absolutely nothing to do with punishing yourself. This quote really says it all. Intentional suffering is the discomfort you feel when you truly see yourself, all your contradictions, your pettiness, your automatic anger, and you choose not to look away. It's the friction of being truly aware of yourself instead of just escaping into some distraction. So where can you even begin with all this? It starts with two really fundamental practices. The first is self-observation, just witnessing what's happening inside you, your thoughts, your moods, without judging it. Just watching the show. And the second is self-remembering, which is the act of feeling your own presence, that sense of I am here, right in this moment.
So, what happens when you actually practice this stuff consistently? Well, things start to change. Big things. Your whole perception of reality begins to shift. Let's talk about the payoff, about what it's like when that objective conscience starts to wake up.
I mean, wow. What a way to put it. The change is moving from just thinking something is true in your head to knowing it's true in your gut, in your bones. You don't need to rely on someone else's rules anymore because you start to perceive truth for yourself. And these are the real results. You get this incredible clarity of understanding. You begin to see right through your own illusions and the illusions others try to sell you. You develop this stable inner core that doesn't get knocked around by every little emotion. And you shift from a state of mere belief into a state of direct, unshakable knowing.
Okay, I know this can all sound pretty high level and abstract, but the amazing thing about this work is how practical it can be. So let's wrap this up with a few simple, concrete things you can actually try, like today, to get a feel for this yourself. Think of these as 3 little dragon trials to get you started. First, the mirror. Next time you feel an automatic emotion, like getting annoyed in traffic, just watch it. Don't act on it, just observe the feeling. Second, the pause. A few times today, stop whatever you're doing and for just 1 minute, try to feel your own presence. And third, the conscious no. Pick one tiny, harmless habit you have, and the next time the urge comes, just consciously tell it no and watch what happens inside.
So, we'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. If you could peel back just one layer of all that programming, just one should or must that you've been carrying around your whole life, what essential truth about who you really are do you think you might find hiding underneath?